a very hot flying channel here at Michigan Snow Forecast Gold Standard here. That's Michigan Snow Forecast Gold Standard. You can see we're almost up to 4,600 followers. We've had great communication. We've had 60,000 views today on here. Just today, 60,000 views. And if we go look at what we've been doing in the last 28 days, we've picked up nearly 400 followers in our reach, which is like a view. We've had 60,000 today, November 11th. And we've had in our engagement, likes, comments, shares, subscribes, nearly 14,000 and climbing. And if you look at our 90-day total in engagement, we've had 177,000, nearing 250,000 engagements in just the last 90 days. And just in the last 90 days, we've had in our reach 400. And you can see here with Michigan Snow Forecast Gold Standard on Facebook. Please follow me. You can see our views. In the last 120 days, we've had 1 million views. In our reach, we've had 5.4 million reaches. And views are views, and reach is liking, commenting, emojiing it, subscribing, sharing, and all that other kind of stuff. We've had 1.01 million views, and we've had 5.4 million in reach. Our links have been clicked 200 times. We've had 68,000 random visits from other sites, right? And we picked up 2.6 thousand followers. Hit me up here on Michigan Snow Forecast Gold Standard. It has been very exciting, and it's been growing and multiplying exponentially on Michigan Snow Forecast Gold Standard. Peace and love. Good November 11th, 2024, post major presidential election that has promised and will bring cataclysmic shifts to the United States and around the world as Donald Trump, that's right, Donald J. Trump, has won the 2024 presidential election. And it is just one day before, that's right, old Vincenzo's birthday on November the 12th. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 1 week after the election took place. Remember to bell notification, subscribe, and share to get that truth, education, and information you need to fleece, heist, and shice the market manipulators, the criminal gangsters that have been manipulating and subverting and overting the cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, gold and silver bullion market, and the Federal Reserve and world banking system. And just as Bitcoin is nearing $100,000, something I was always skeptical on, which is now going to be a formality. It's not if, it's just when. But Donald Trump, Donald J. Trump, is promoting, knocking out and sidestepping and bullying out the criminal gangsters, the market manipulators that have infiltrated the United States government, the Federal Reserve, and the world banking system. And he's promoting that he will push them out the door. The SEC regulators that have hindered things like XRP and the cryptocurrency sphere. And he's promised major changes and major shakeups, not only in the United States, not only in the cryptocurrency world, but around the world, as he's going to bully out and beat down and fleece the criminal gangsters and knock them out of this, the sphere, right? And that's a major reason that the cryptocurrency market has been rallying. And we had our target up here in our last video of 292,927.69 over the next 5 years. And that was when the price, because I have been making videos a lot, and where we got that target, and then we're going to get into some news real quick, is right here. We had a major pump back here, and this, they had to change the way they do stuff here, which is retarded. Excuse me, French. You can't just click on stuff anymore. They do this all different now. I gotta get rid of these little dots. But that area that I just circled right here is what may and what should propel us in a technical target up to $200,000. And I believe now $100,000 is going to happen. But you can see where we have this big dump. We had a double top reversal pattern. Remember when I was making all those videos? We got all the way down to about, I don't know, $11,000, $12,000. And then we had a nice, beautiful rising channel that went up from about 13, 12,000 all the way up to a new all-time high at about 76,000. Then we had this down and sideways consolidation, and that was a flag, right? A massive flag, and then the flag pull. And if you take that out into a technical target, That is where you get up to this $292,000. And at the top of every flag, you have a pennant formation that often develops, and it did, again, indeed develop here. And you had a down and sideways consolidation right here. And we finally did break up to the upside. And the thing that did make us break to the upside was the post-election news that Donald J. Trump was elected, and overwhelmingly in a landslide elected. He won the popular vote for the first time in over 2 decades for a Republican candidate. Right? He didn't just win the electoral college; he won the popular vote. Right? And that is broken out now, and we've had a phenomenal run since then. And the one key thing too that we've had is we've actually had some volume actually increase here now post election. I don't know why this is like that now, but we're just gonna have to work through that. But the volume did come up a little bit, right? And that's a critical thing. You want more buyers and volume to keep the price up. And there seems to be volume and buyers. Will there be a correction, a big correction somewhere along the line? Absolutely. But where it will be, when it'll stop, nobody knows. It's like the old wheel. But right now we are in uncharted territory, and we just got below $89,000, I believe we hit today in the Bitcoin, based off of the hysteria and the new hope that Donald J. Trump will push out the SEC criminal gangsters that have been manipulating and forcing and suppressing the Bitcoin price. And he's promising not only to change that, but he's going to change a lot of things, as he's a man of the people. He's for the people, according to what he says. And post-election, Russia says they're looking for a peaceful ceasefire now, right? Hamas saying they're looking to end the war with Israel, if you can believe that. And China is also saying that they want to work with the United States and forge ahead and create a more manageable and a better trading partnership and conducting business with each other now that Donald J. Trump has taken office. Three things that were going out of control under the Biden administration, because the Biden administration was weak, soft, afraid, and his party, you're not allowed to really do much because you will offend this guy, that woman, and you can't really do anything. But just Donald J. Trump isn't even in the White House yet. But we've already had a ceasefire that Hamas is saying they want to end the war with Israel. We've already had Russia say they want a peaceful end to the war in Ukraine, and China coming out saying they want to renegotiate with the United States in their trade partnership and get a more stable and a better open lines of communication and a better business relationship with the United States, because there's a leader now that has a backbone, there's a leader now that has a vision, and there's a leader now that won't take no shit from nobody. And that's the reason why Donald J. Trump won the popular vote, because the cryptocurrency voters wanted him in, because the American people were feeling a very, very depressed economy after we had some of the worst inflation since the 1970s. Year over year, cumulative inflation rates, as you had 9% one year, 6% another year, 5% another year. So we had a cumulative inflation rate under the Biden administration of about 25.5% over 4 years. And that's more than any other 4-year span for any other president in U.S. history. And that is one of the reasons why they booted Kamala Harris out, somebody that would just laugh, not debate, called everybody racist, didn't really have any ideas, didn't talk, didn't have any press conferences. And you can see, if we go to Forbes, that's right, Forbes, what Trump's second presidency means for cryptocurrency. We can see the new President-elect Donald Trump. As President-elect Donald Trump prepares to return to the White House for a second term, technology industry is anticipating what could be a defining era of policy transformations. Key areas are focused, including artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, cybersecurity, strategic competition with China in the high-tech sector, with a legacy of bold regulatory shifts and an American first, most importantly, approach. Trump administration could profoundly reshape the tech landscape both at home and abroad. AI has surged forward, moving into potential real-world applications are redefining entire industries. Trump campaign has already hinted at plans to review and potentially repeal the Biden administration's sweeping AI executive orders, which implemented AI development guidelines, the Trump administration believes that looming regulations constraint could unlock innovation essential to compete in the escalating AI race with China, which is absolutely right. When government puts regulation on things, it only makes uh, paperwork, things to cross, bridges to hurdle, money to pay, people to bribe, and it slows down innovation. It slows down prosperity. It slows down innovation, and it slows down the entrepreneurs that will be the ones to create new and better technology on top of existing and future technology that comes out. China currently holds a significant advantage, 38,000 AI patents compared to the US 6,300 due to harsh, uh, horrible regulatory things that the Biden administration did. The U.S. led AI revolution. Trump's team suggests that strengthening the nation's AI infrastructure and innovation friendly environment for national security, economic dominance, which he's right. We need to be into the future and we can't be living in the past. AI safety formed during Biden term aimed to balance innovation with strict regulatory safeguards, which those regulatory safeguards, anytime they're coming from the government, are just you have to pay me, you have to jump this hurdle, you have to hire this people, and you can't do that, right? It just bogs you down and squashes the intellectual advancement of a country. Policies will emphasize rapid AI advancement while exploring deregulation in areas where progress is being stymied by oversight, which is true. Cybersecurity, they're going to bring a new age of cybersecurity. Another big thing, energy policy. We're going to get back to our energy first and energy independence and cheap, affordable, plentiful energy under the Donald J. Trump administration. As the U.S. becomes more reliant on high tech infrastructure, energy demands are growing. AI and data centers require vast amounts of power, which can stain current resources. Trump administration has long supported U.S. energy independence, an objective aligned with his endorsement of oil productions dubbed liquid gold, which it is. Oil is just energy, and we need energy to do whatever we're doing, just as people need energy to survive in the forms of sunlight and food and water. It is energy for the human body. And he revived the slogan, drill, baby, drill, which we need to do to get cheap, affordable energy. Because the one thing that happens when you constrain and restrict and regulate energy is it affects the poor people the most because it skyrockets your energy costs. You have lower standard of energy, bad, shittier quality of energy, and it really knocks down and beats down the poor people. Additionally, nuclear energy is very likely to become part of the strategy, positioned as sustainable power sources capable of supporting the enormous infrastructure needed of the tech-driven economy. The multifaceted approach aligns with Trump's broader goal of securing Americans' energy independence, unlike Biden trying to put us back into the Stone Age and living under tiki huts, while ensuring the U.S. technology growth is unpinned by reliable energy sources. Cryptocurrency, the most important thing. Trump perspective on cryptocurrency has shifted dramatically. Initially cautious, he now shows openness to lighter regulations, a change welcomed by the burden of crypto industry. Stocks tied to crypto, including Coinbase, MicroStrategy, surged to the moon in response to Trump's policy position. While the administration appears favored towards crypto potential, the extent of the regulatory changes obviously remain unclear. Trade and technology, Donald J. Trump's first term, tariffs on tech imports, particularly from China, and that's why China has already said they're willing and wanting to talk with Donald J. Trump in the United States and fixing the broken relationship between China and the United States as far as trade, technology, products, and engineering, because they know what the Donald J. Trump means business. He's not a pushover like we just had in the current administration, which was an utter embarrassment the last 4 years. A policy expected to continue now that Trump's administration appears poised for further support of semiconductor production, a sector critical for AI, 5G, and advanced technology. U.S. dominance in chip manufacturing is essential to sustaining technology, economic leadership, impacting global supply chains, but align with broader objectives, preserving the United States. Immigration and talent acquisition. That's another going to be a big thing. A renewed force on national interest because he's an American first president. He's not putting up with the bullshit. And that's a reason why the cryptocurrency market has skyrocketed And I think Bitcoin eventually will hit that $100,000 and will eventually go much higher. It's just when. It could be a couple of years because there's always big bull markets and there's always big bear markets that drag on forever. And only time will tell how long it takes to get to 100 grand. Will it be by the time he's inaugurated on January the 20th, 2025? Will it be before or will it be after? We don't know the answer to that question yet. But what we do know is the hype, the momentum, the buyers are back in the cryptocurrency sphere. And if we look at a quick price update here right now, if we get into some technical analysis with XLM first, and the XLM I have been very bullish on for a long time. I do have 20,000 coins of XLM. And we've been waiting a very long time for this coin to move. When will it move? How will it move? And how far will it move? Are all the questions at this point in time we cannot answer. We need to get rid of that, get that out of there. We can't answer that right now. But what we do know is there will be a big move at some point. And when that move happens and that move takes place, it will be a phenomenal, phenomenal move. But right now we have bounced off of the last couple of months, a nice double bottom off of that 7.3 cents. And we got very close to that 13 cents, which we know was a major support and resistance area back here in 2022. And then we flushed, and we've been struggling to get back up and maintain above that for the better part of a year, year and a half. But at some point, the rally will get back into the XLM. And I believe at some point, XLM will hit an all-time high. It will make a new all-time high. When will it happen? How will it happen? We don't know. But I do know it will make an all-time high. So accumulate when it's down. You don't want to buy this, and this hasn't moved. A lot of these coins, the coins that have moved the most were coins that were down 60, 70, 80%, 99% in some cases like Casper and many others that they've moved 1 or 200% since the election, but they're still down 95 to 98% from their top. So the move in the grand scheme of things really wasn't uh, a move at all. It was just a move off of their bear market lows. But something like XLM has been steady and essentially trading sideways for the better part of 2 years here. And at some point, the momentum's going to come back in, and we're going to start to make inroads and uproads to the major, major upside targets that we have. And I do believe we will eventually get back up to that all-time high, and we will break $1 in XLM. And then the XRP is another critical one. And just like XLM, it's been trading sideways. There's a lot more coins in XRP. They still have a lot more in escrow that they have to release. But at some point, this sideways consolidation will break up and we will make another all-time high. And the next time, unlike back here, where we got forced down and beat down with the market manipulators and the criminal gangsters that were in place that Donald J. Trump will remove, or at least he says he will remove, we won't get knocked down this time. We will blow past that all-time high. Now, do we have some more downside first? We could, absolutely, because the most Bitcoin's the one that's really made the big move, and the altcoins haven't really followed it besides the aforementioned altcoins that were down 99% from their high, and then you move 200%, but you're still down 86% from the high, right? If you bought any of the highs. At some point, XRP will be done releasing escrow. Could that target down there still hit? It's possible, but the longer away we get from it, the less likely it is. We did get close to the 18 to 24 cent target that we did make back up here in 2021 when it did hit about 27 and a half, just below 28 cents on the epic collapse after the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos Saturday Night Live episode, right? But at some point, we will be done pushing more tokens and diluting the token because escrow will be done. And the holders that have been holding and are continuing to hold and will continue to hold, the new buyers will come in and eventually it'll force the price up because there's not that inherent selling and liquidation and debasing of the coin by releasing tokens out of escrow. At some point that will end by about, I think they said 2028, 2029, or maybe 2026. I'd have to relook it up when they're going to be done releasing each month out of escrow because there will be no more left in escrow and all the free open circulation and tokens will be out there. And that will be a critical thing when that point happens. So if you're going to be buying tokens, you want to buy XLM. You want to buy XRP when they're down. When they're down here is good. When they're down there is even better. But you don't want to buy up here on the peak, and you don't want to buy in the peak up there. Just like after we had the Judge Torres move 2 years ago in July, when it went up greater than 100% in one day. That's right, 100% in one day. We told you there would be better buying opportunities, and if we isolate in a little bit closer, where that 100% one day move is, it was all right there. That was a 100% move in one day. And we told my customers and my followers not to buy up there because the price had to come down. And if you wanted to be in it, you had to have been buying it here. You do not buy a 100% move day because there would be an extended period of time where you could buy it cheaper and you could buy it and accumulate it in a longer period of time and not buy it and be down 50, 60, 70, 80% after you buy it. Because look, we went from here all the way down there. We had greater than, I think, a 70% collapse after, and that's what we were warning why you don't buy after a great pump. You buy it in the consolidation phase. You buy it when it's cheap. You don't buy it after the bull run has already taken place or during a massive hyper pump after the news and the manipulation and the orchestration with the judge all hit in the same day. And that's very, very critical to understand. And that's something that we're going to have to keep watching as the weeks and the days and the months go on, as there's going to be massive moves and massive corrections in the Bitcoin price and all of these coins. And it's just something we're going to have to be patient, and we're going to have to keep our heads together in sanity and not try to jump in like the Doge. You do not jump into Doge if you haven't bought any yet after it was way down and then just had a greater than a 200% rally in the last couple of days, couple of weeks. You do not buy the big pump. And I cannot stand, that's another reason I made this video today, because there's going to be a lot of people that buy this big pump right now at the top because they didn't want to buy it when it was cheap. They didn't want to buy it anywhere down here, but then it makes a phenomenal 226% move in the matter of just a couple of weeks. And most of the moves since the election of Donald J. Trump, you do not buy it up there because there will be a big, harsh correction after a 220% move. And if you buy the top, you're going to be sitting down looking, waking up in a few days, whenever that days would be, down 50, 60, 70% in a much better buying opportunity. Because just like Bitcoin just rallied, if you don't own any Bitcoin yet, there will be a better buying opportunity in the short and near term, as there has to be a big price correction after a massive pump. You do not want to buy a big rally. You want to buy the consolidation down here. You don't buy a top. You don't buy a top. You don't buy a local top. You let the regional top deflate a little bit after a lot of profit taking, most undoubtedly will have to take and will happen. And then you buy it on the consolidation. Whether you buy it at 18 cents if it goes back down there, 14 cents if it goes back down there, 10 cents if it goes back down there, it's better than buying it after a 226% move, because you're setting yourself up for short-term pain that would force you and manipulate you and play on your emotions and drive you out of the market. Like, subscribe.